So like halfway through the shoot, generally, how are you feeling about these cameras?
I love both of them. I like want both of them. Hi guys, I'm Carianne Older. I am a photographer, and today we are in New York City doing a spooky photo shoot using two different Fujifilm cameras. Today we have the Fuji X-T4 and the Fuji X-T5, and we are comparing the two of them. Love, oh, that's so cool. So we're on set today doing a true classic Carianne photo shoot. Our model is the wonderful Lex. She brought some really cool spooky themed outfits today, but it's so good. We're in this lovely brownstone that's decorated to the nines. I used the X-T4 for a little bit and I really liked it, but I haven't used the X-T5, which is the newer version. So we're gonna do a few different setups today and see how these cameras perform. So first up, we're gonna check out sensor and image quality. Ooh, I like this camera. I want this camera now. Yay. So let's talk megapixels. The T4 is a 26 megapixel sensor and the T5 is a 40 megapixel sensor. The T5 having the 40 megapixels could be important to some photographers if you're blowing your images up, like it's gonna be on a billboard or on the cover of a magazine, or if you're gonna crop in on your photos and make it super tight. So I think when using these two cameras, I'd prefer to use the X-T5 with the higher megapixels because I feel like a lot of my work lends itself to like album art covers or magazine covers where I'm blowing my image up very large and I don't want to lose that image quality. And for today, I think since it's not being printed, the X-T4 is going to be really awesome and I can just, you know, use these photos in a JPEG format and they're still going to look fantastic living online.
What lens are you shooting with?
I'm shooting with the 16 to 55. I had to look.
So now I switched to the Fuji X-T5.
We're going to test this one out. I love them. I think they look amazing. I don't know, I'm really not noticing a difference, which I kind of like.
So I didn't really notice a difference between the two cameras. I'm sure that if you really look at the image quality, there is some difference, but I really liked the way both of them looked and I didn't see a huge difference in post when I was editing.
Next up, we're gonna take a look at autofocus. So I am using autofocus, yes.
It's doing great, it's really fast. Like I feel like I'm getting the shot and I'm just like moving on and almost moving. I feel like I'm moving a little bit too fast, which is, I shoot a lot of film, so that's not usually the case.
Yeah, I feel like it's tracking her around, especially when it goes into the little square like that. It circles off where she's at and it's usually on the money. Even as far back as I am, like you know that's gonna be a clean shot, you can already tell.
I click the shot button so I can just use my finger, which is interesting. I've never done this before. But then you can also switch it back to autofocus and just shoot like normal. Oh, this is cool. Oh, I don't know which camera I like that.
So when it comes to autofocus, the X-T5 has AI-powered autofocus, but honestly, I didn't really notice a difference between the two of them. I really loved the performance of autofocus on both. And autofocus is so important in a fast-moving environment, such as the one we're doing today, a quick shoot with a client. Like, you want to be able to knock it out. You don't want to be like, oh, 1 second while I'm focusing. And also, like, I shoot a lot of concerts. This would be fantastic at a concert with the multiverse. We could just be clicking, and getting every image and knowing that they're going to be in focus.
When would burst shooting be particularly helpful for you?
In moments like this where I have a model who's moving and I want movement, but also during concerts I would love to use this camera during concert.
So with a mechanical shutter, both cameras can shoot at a maximum burst rate of 15 frames per second without any crop. But when switching to the electronic shutter, both cameras can achieve higher burst rates, making them suitable for fast action shooting.
So the burst shooting, it's great for a couple seconds and then it dies down. Watch, we can do a bunch and then see, it kind of dies down. And I don't love that. So now we're switching back over to the Fuji X-T5 and we're gonna do the burst mode on this and we're gonna see which one works better. This one already seems better. I mean, I just started using it like 3 seconds ago, but it just seems smoother. I think it's more consistent.
So I noticed when I was doing the burst shooting that, which I've never done before either, this is very new to me, that the X-T5 responded just a little bit quicker. Honestly, not by much, but I did pick it up and it just seemed to be like ripping and really fast. So that was really cool.
What film simulation are you using?
I'm using Velvia Vivid.
That's great.
Both the X-T4 and the X-T5 have the same film simulations with the exception of the nostalgic neg, which is only available on the X-T5 and can help you achieve a retro look, you know, if that's what you're going for. Editing with film simulations does not require much editing. I feel like I just hit the contrast a little bit, the brightness a little bit. I feel like the film simulation is its own preset, which is really nice. So I kind of just let it rock with how it looks raw and just tweak things a little bit.
We had fun. All right.
What are we doing? Who are we? Where are we heading? Where are we at? It's cool.
Love, head up a little bit there. Yeah, right there. And let's try maybe something in color.
To have it look like a film photo out of a digital camera is like next level. And that's why I like Fujifilm. Also, they look like film cameras. They feel like film cameras. You know, I like to shoot film, and this helps me keep the authenticity of film while still shooting digital.
All right, doing 3-star filters on here to give it that real dreamy look that I like to go for.
I like shooting with the star filters because it just like adds like a level of glow to my photos that I need. Since I love film, I feel like it just adds that level of softness.
And they also pick up and reflect light to have this in-camera sparkles, which people think that you edit on, but they're really in camera. I like to put as many as physically possible in my camera. Like I bought a 3-pack, so I just put all 3 on.
Oh, wow.
Doesn't it look like a shot on film?
It is.
Like these are crazy.
Yes. Yes. Sorry.
Right?
I
Oh, you're okay.
Okay.
Huge difference.
Fujifilm cameras perform really wonderful in low light, and I pumped the ISO as high as it goes, and we're gonna see what it looks like. So right now I'm at 12,800 ISO, which is very bright. So we're gonna give it a whirl and see how it goes.
I did see a lot of grain when shooting at 12,800 on each camera. I'd say that the X-T5 performed better with the grain. I feel like I liked those photos better, but I really liked both cameras. Once again, these are both such great options. I don't always love a photo to look super clean. Like I want that grain, and especially in moments if you don't have lighting design or you're outside or you're using a tube light. I don't know. There's so many moments where you need your camera to perform in low light. If you want to remove unwanted grain from your photo when you're shooting low light like that, you can go and click denoise on Lightroom and it'll help you smooth the photo down. I use that a lot when I'm shooting concerts and like the lighting's all over the place. But I like the grain, so I usually keep it in, but there has been moments where I've removed it. Video is something that I have gotten into as of late. I really love the idea of my photos being a moving work of art. The X-T5 can shoot 6.2K video up to 30 frames per second, providing greater detail and color depth, which is ideal for high resolution stuff.
Like that looks insane. Wow.
But the X-T4 tops out at 4K video up to 60 frames per second. It's still a pretty great option for video, but it does have a lower resolution than the X-T5. But before you spring for the X-T5, ask yourself if you really need 6K footage. I mean, unless you need a lot of flexibility in post, 4K is pretty much the standard, and the X-T4 footage we shot looked great. So the builds of the camera, they're both very different. I would say with the 5, it's smaller and more compact, which I really do like. Someone with small hands, I feel like this is a nice camera to hold on to. X-T4, it's a little bigger, it's heavier. Like I said, I'm small. I love a light camera. I'm always looking out for my back and shoulders as I do this every day for a living. I do like that the screen pops out on this one as well, and you can even see yourself.
I'm trying not to get this air conditioning unit. So I'm like, and which is nice when the screen comes in handy and you can pop it out. Let's see, and shoot from here. I never really look in the viewfinder of this camera because it's so nice to be able to do this, and I can move it anywhere. Okay, so I'm doing this to show you guys that like the screen pops out, and I love to lay on the floor. Like I feel like I'm always in a weird position. I loved shooting with both of these cameras on set today. I had such a great experience. I really like both of them, and now I kind of want both. They're different builds. Like I said, one's a little bit bigger, one's a little bit smaller, but they're very, very similar at the end of the day. The build on the 5, I like better. Like I said, I'm small. This is a small camera. It fits in my hands. It doesn't feel too heavy. I really like the screen and the way it moves and it pops out. The difference with that is like, I mean, you see them next to each other. I feel like Fuji has a good battery life. Both of these cameras lasted the entire time without me having to charge them. And we shot for a long time. I think if you're doing something in print or something like a billboard, something where you want the bigger megapixel option, I think that the 5 is your camera. But if you're doing a video shoot or you're doing something where you're taking self-portraits, I really think this camera is for that. This would be a great camera for anyone who wants to do something a little bit lower budget, but still wants like a really nice product to use. Thank you guys for joining in today on another very successful MPB photo shoot, and we'll catch you guys next time. Bye.
Because a bobble is like,